All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elect in 1/3, and Adawan Ratazah. This lesson is edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And the Wadi Yahweh Bashem El Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And as the title reads, the mirth is gone and you want to entertain. All right. And I'll more than likely keep that title. Just set up some prayers. And that was the first thought that came to mind, centered around this quick lesson I want to do before we go to camp. And in the, I got a lot to say, but I'll say this. In the midst of everything going on and the gravity of the situation that we are in, at times there will be, lighthearted jokes and gestures, or things that we may find funny. But at the end of the day, this is deadly serious. Okay, this is deadly serious. This is extremely detrimental to our salvation, and we are not here to entertain. Even though at times you may get entertained by it. But there is a holy presence in the midst of lessons, in the midst of camp, that keeps us spiritually sober. And we're not here to be of an entertainment. Now, I'm sure you could guess why I'm doing this lesson. But if you don't know, I'm doing this lesson because this jigaboo, all right, this joker, this loser, this lame, all right, this undesirable fruit, this idiot, okay, with his stupid ass nigga braids. What a child. And I'm speaking plain, okay? I'm gonna just speak plain. But this 2/3, okay, was on this disgusting reprobate dark table channel, no jumper. And it really shows you the level that these upstarts, these novices, it shows you the path that they have gone since they have deviated from the truth. Okay, and that's because Yahweh Shai's spirit is with us, and it's being funneled, okay, out here on the highways, hedges, and in lessons by in particular vessels. And I believe through faith that's coming from Great Millstone. Okay, it's not because I'm in Great Millstone, it's because it's where the truth is at. All right, now, this is just to show you what happens when a man wanders out of understanding. Okay, let me get that real quick because that just came to mind. Let's go to Proverbs. I got to make this quick. I got to be mindful of the time because we got camp and it's on my spirit to be punctual. All right, brothers should be punctual. Okay, meaning if you're there to be at 3, be there 2:55. Okay, Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth, and immediately I see some nigga, all right, with some loser ass sagging pants, a stupid ass fitted outside smelling jersey. You brothers know, you ever put a clothes on and you smell it and it smells like outside? Them niggas. All right. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding. Now, where is the congregation of the understanding? You can find it on the highways, the hedges. You can find it on YouTube right now before the famine of hearing the word. All right. And you find that with the elders, bishops, apostles, camp heads, learned men, brothers. Okay, we have spiritual fathers and big brothers, and this is where we're getting our understanding to become men as well. So when you wander outside of that, when you wander away from that light, from that fountain, from that water, shall remain in the congregation of the dead. All right, look, dead. What Dr. Neville said, all of them dead. Okay, this effeminate, overweight, overbite nigga. Lush One, I'm familiar with him when I used to watch battle rap. He's a druggie. I don't know what's up with this dreadhead and this fucking cleft lip, and then this dyke nigga. Excuse me, I'm just speaking plain right now. That's just on my spirit, okay? I apologize. That's just the spirit the Lord is putting on me right now. And then you got fucking Crisscross back here, all right? This loser, light, bright nigga, okay? This is the congregation of the dead. You want to sit in the midst of this? All right, they got liquor, which brothers are mindful of their drink, but I would never want to drink with Gentiles, okay? Because we ourselves, as hopeful elect, are mindful with what we consume, so we do not get consumed. So I would not want to be with anyone that's in the parameter of the world and intoxicating themselves with something that's going to put them over the edge of being more lawless, okay? Smoke, drink, okay? I wouldn't want to be in this, and this is the congregation of the dead. All right, this is the valley of the shadow of death right here. These are the occupants that dwell in the valley of death, okay? Now, what's the spiritual? I got to make this point. This beloved brother right here, Arya Kayal Ba, he said, I believe this is a humiliation ritual. And I said, I said, oh, damn, I didn't even think of that. I just thought he was a loser. So when I clicked on no jumper, look what comes up. Finding the next no jumper host. So I said, interesting. Interesting. So you got to also be mindful, brothers, that there are demons that you've rebuked for years that are going to try to come back to see if they can tempt you again. Even like the demons that you had when you first came in and you forsook and you rebuked and you got rid of. Now they're coming back to try to make your the last state worse than the beginning. So, individuals like this, they might have wanted to truly be in the world. They might have truly wanted to be accepted by this faggot ass, disgusting world. And I say that because I'm looking at one right here. This Edomite. This is a pure Edomite right here. All right. And I'm exercising my freedom of speech. So we'll see. We don't care. Okay. But we watch. All right. So we'll see. But let's keep going, man. Okay. So now from there, I'm gonna show you exactly how true prophets were treated. This is 1 Kings 22:8, because the title of the lesson, the mirth is gone. The mirth is gone, which we wanted to be gone, and you trying to entertain still? We ain't out here to shuck and jive and fucking dance and do all these movements with our bodies to entertain heathens. We are gods in sinful flesh. We are not here to entertain. We are here to prophesize, We're here to prophesize, man. We're being inspired to bring prophecy. We're happy that the mirth is gone. I grew up in the 90s. I have a running joke. I was born in the late 1900s, which is true because now we're in the 2000s. But I grew up in the quote unquote best era of Babylon per se. Okay, that's my personal opinion. Others, even elders, grew up in a different time, which I would agree with them when they start making their points like, well, no, this and that was better. And I would agree to that. But my point is, we were at the pinnacle of mirth of Babylon. So now that that's gone, we're excited. We're happy. We don't want to see this shit continue, and we don't want to help it continue. We actually pray for it to be brought down faster, and it can't be brought down fast enough. 1 Kings 22:8, and the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man. I always get this mispronounced. Micaiah, I think Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him. See? So kings, Israelites, people actually hated the prophets. So for you to go on this, okay, if any of these niggas came by camp, depending on the spirit the Lord put upon us, we're going to rebuke them. We're going to tell them that the Lord is about to bring judgment. We're going to tell them that Adam 22 is going to be in slavery. We're going to tell them that his cuck ass and his wife is going to be judged. We're going to tell them that if they ain't of the elect, their nigga ass is going to be judged too. We're not going to fucking sit with them and let them counsel. This is why the scripture says, no man layeth charge to the Lord's elect. If we are of the elect, that puts us on a different bracket. Okay, I say this humbly, not proud, not boastful. I carry myself in a very low manner. I'm confident as a man, of course, but as a position and where we stand with the Lord, I carry myself humble. But we also have to carry ourselves with spiritual confidence when it comes to being used as preaching the word. So with that being said, we would let these niggas know that judgment is coming, okay? We would let these niggas know judgment is coming. We'll be sitting there letting them give off their vain ass worldly opinion like that's some wooing news, Anyways, let's go back. And it says, but I hate him. See, now I had looked this up. One of my favorite movies. All right. He was in the right spirit. When you had which a lot of the mafia were Jakes. Okay. When you had back in the day, a lot of Judites that were Italians. Okay. They took that very seriously, and that was worldly and wicked. And he said, how am I funny? How am I funny? Am I a clown? Do I amuse you? We're not here to amuse you, okay? Even there's times where it may seem amusing, okay? You like laugh. I laugh at people getting beat up, but it's a very serious situation. But the point is, even someone in the aspect of the world, okay, will look at someone that's doing what they're doing with them and get offended because you're laughing at them, all right? So why would you want to be an entertainer in the last days? Why would you want to sit with a congregation of the dead hoping to scrape off some pieces of the pie from the crumbling plate that they're sitting at? You know? What a fucking loser. That's what I say. Shame on them. Shame on you. You gotta flee. You gotta flee from the tents of these wicked men, man. Okay? And it says, but I hate him. See, this is how they felt about the true men of the Lord. But I hate him. They don't hate him. All right, because this ain't a man. Look at this nigga braids. Look at these stupid, weak ass twists. And I'm gonna reframe what my opinion, which is under that fucking hat. You remember Hulk Hogan without the bandana? I'll leave it there, loser. All right, let's continue. Excuse me for that. Let me stick to edification. It says, but I hate him, for he does not prophesy good concerning me. But then you got niggas like this who will prophesy good. You my big. I don't even know the nigga lingo that they use in 2025, and I'm not gonna attempt to pronunciate it. Okay, I despise nigga culture. All right, I despise nigga women and nigga men. That is a result of curses. That is not how you identify us as an Israelite, even though that is. So I got to take that back, because it does say these curses will be as evidence, but I still despise that. Okay, we refrain from it. You got to refrain from that nigga demon, man. All right. It says, for he does not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. So right here is an example to show you how people felt about the true men of the Lord, okay? And what they felt about them prophesying truth, okay? Because if this was actually a man of the Lord, they would not want him amongst them. He would not be able to call a man of the Lord on the phone and then want to hear what that man of the Lord said, because the Bible, as it says in Hebrews 4, it cuts the inward man. So people actually avoid us. I remember when I was coming into the truth, being allowed to come into truth, my in particular cousin, she would warn people not to get me going. And I actually caught that bitch face one time. And see, we're just zealous. But I remember someone said he had like a tattoo. And I started rebuking him. You know, I was zealous. I was very young in the truth, and I wanted to rebuke everybody, including myself. So he went to say something, and I caught her basically behind me going like, no, don't say that. And I fucking went off. But my point is, people that actually know you and they're in the world, they're not going to want to talk to you, because they know that you're going to rebuke what they're involved in. See? So right there, even when you go to Acts 5, it came to a point where men stopped going around the apostles, man. They're like, you know what? We're just gonna chill over here. Matter of fact, let me get that for you too. All right. I really got to get ready, but it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Let me get this. I can only give you what is given to me, so I'm glad it's being given. Okay. That's why it says the word of the Lord was precious. Let's go to Acts 5 and 12 real quick. Cinco y doce. Acts 5 and 12. Check this out. It says, and by the hands of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people. And they were all with one accord in Solomon's porch. And of the rest durst no man join himself of them, but the people magnified them. See? Okay, so they refrained from them. Now, the point that I wanted to get right here is, remember, it says here a little, there a little, and it says right here, and Hebrews 4 and 12, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So when we carry ourselves in a manner according to the scriptures, being inspired by the Holy Spirit through the comfort of the scriptures, and people are wicked and not seeking refuge, not seeking edification, not seeking upliftment, not seeking guidance or way to go, and they're just living their everyday days of Noah life, they're not going to want to be around you, because they're going to call you a party pooper. You know, you're going to, man, you ruined the vibe, man. Like I remember one time years ago, I was at a job, and this Jake, who looked like an Edomite, straight nigga, okay? And he was flirting with another chick at the job, but she had a man, hoe. And I had said to him, because he was talking about her to me, I said, you know, she got a man, right? And then he said, I hate you. But you know how people say that? They be like, I hate you. Because the demons in him didn't want to hear that what he was doing was wrong. And guess what? Sure enough, when I left the job, who you think fucking committed adultery together? Those two demons, okay? And I don't want no parts of that. You shouldn't want it either. But the point is, with coming in that vibration, the demons on people don't want to be around you. And you'll have wicked nigga demon women where they'll go, you just hate my life. All right, demon. Go be in the abyss. Okay, we don't want nothing to do with these people. We don't want to entertain them. We don't want to see this place continue and go any longer. So anyways, another example, 1 Samuel 16:4. And Samuel did which the Lord spake, which this is an amazing account. You should read 1 Samuel. It's a very beautiful, I'm reading it right now. It's a very beautiful read showing you the ups and downs of a righteous leader for our nation. And it became King David, and how that happened, was a very beautiful thing. And Satan was in the midst of that, trying to even cut David off and his lineage, but he did not prevail. Just like the gates of hell shall not prevail. Okay, it says, and Samuel did which Yahweh Bashem Shai spake, and came to Bethlehem, and the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, comest thou peaceably? So when people see you, they should be afraid. Okay, meaning people that are being wicked, all right, just like how a nigga fears when his manager's walking, and he stops talking abruptly mid-sentence and then spins off and starts cleaning or doing his job. That's really the spirit that Jake should be in when it comes to us at camp, because we're here to bring a message. We're here to be used, okay, to bring Yahweh Bashem Shai's voice on earth. Remember it said, then the Lord was walking through the garden. That was the seers, okay? Prophets have always been here, and prophets rebuke this dark-ass, dirty room, Look at this dark-ass, dismal room, okay? You are not missing out on nothing in this world. And this world will constantly try to attempt to push you back into the world. Fuck this world, man. I ain't give a shit about this place. Just like Vin Rhames said in Dawn of the Dead, fuck y'all. This is Galatians 1:10. For do I now persuade men or Yahweh? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be a servant of Hamashiach. It's not Christ. And all these t-shirt fringe Israelites have a Christ demon under their tongue. Niggas got to let go of Christ and Jesus, man. Holy crap. And as the infamous saying goes, motherfucker Jesus and fucker Christ. And I'm saying in that manner because that's the spirit I woke up in today. And I'd rather be in that spirit than being a man pleaser to this bitch ass world. What did King David say? I'd rather be a doorkeeper. I'd rather be a doorkeeper, man. Let me get that. I think it's Psalms 84. I'd rather, and that's humility, rather be a doorkeeper. And most don't want to be. And that's a porter, actually. That's actually a porter. That's a righteous job. All right. I've actually been a porter before. Yep. Psalms 84:10. And that's the Holy Spirit giving me that precept, because I actually haven't read this one in a while. Psalms 84:10. Psalms 84:10. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of the wickedness. Than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. This is the tents of wickedness right here. Okay, this is the tents of the wickedness right here. All right, sick. I'm not even gonna go into it. I'm not even gonna go. I ain't gonna. What that weird nigga say? I ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't gonna say nothing. All right. 2 Timothy 4:2. It says, preach the word, be instant, prophesy the word, be instant, in season, out of season. Yeah. Okay. We're getting ready for winter. And guess what? We ready to face it head on. Ottawa Ratazah. Remember going back to Dr. Neville, how at the end, Will Smith went head up with that demon? Well, that's how we going head up with this shit. And we have to. There's no other way to look at what we need to do as hopeful elect than to go and face it head on. Okay. So that's the spirit that the Lord is putting on us. And I pray to stay in that spirit. Okay. It says, preach the word, be instant, in season. We're in season right now. Okay. It's summer. It's August. It's hot. Things are happening. So it's easy just to put clothes on and go out there. But then you also have out of season where you got to get the boots, the socks, the coats, the gloves, the headbands. Okay. I turned a winter hat into a cover to put over the phone so it doesn't freeze. All right, but that's things we have to do because we have to be in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And this is what's happened. Now they want to be entertained. Now they want to go. Now they're going to no jumper. This is a shepherd. This is an evil shepherd. So now you've been following this fucking crisscross hair. Look at this stupid ass hair. Look at his stupid ass face. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. But look, all right, we're done looking. So, anyways, now imagine you following this guy. Now you followed this guy all the way to no jumper. You done followed him off a fucking cliff. You see that? This is why our Lord Yahweh Shai said, there are as graves which appear not, and men cross over them. So imagine you've been following him this whole time. It's like following a stupid ass team, and every year you think they're going to win, and they don't. I think it's John 11. All right, I got to close this up. This is John 11. Let's put that red letter on. GMS, red letter. John 11 and 44. What is it? What is that? Mark 44. Okay, let me just put it here. I know it's 11 and 44. As graves and appear not. I think it's Luke 11 and 44. Excuse me. Let's go to Luke 11. Once Luke 11. Man, I'm ready for camp. Luke 11 and 44. It says, woe unto you, Pharisees. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are as graves which appear not, and men that walk over them are not aware of them. And now you following them, you are unclean. You are completely unclean. Okay, so now you got shepherds leading the sheep astray. So thank Yahweh Shem Shai that you weren't deceived thinking you were hearing Yahweh Shai through gorilla. Okay, and the rest of them. That goes for the rest of them. Okay. So you know what he represents? You know what alligator represents? He represents the unclean vibration of the rest of these so-called leaders. That's what he represents, all right? And he was used as an example to cover it. This is Jeremiah 6 and 10. It says, to whom shall I speak and give warning? Because they ain't listening, that they may hear. Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of Yahweh B'Shem Shai is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. And this is why they have gone elsewhere. Okay. This is why they're going, wandering off astray. Okay. So, let this be an extreme warning unto you, unto me, unto us of what not to be, what spirit not to be in. Watch who you're around. Watch the thoughts that your brain is trying to think. Watch this flesh. Watch people trying to invite you and coerce you and whatever. Just continue to stay holy. Continue to stay on the path. The mirth is gone. Why would you want to entertain these people? Let these people be sorrowful. Let them just wander around in the abyss like they're supposed to be in this evil, disgusting place that we know as Babylon that's about to be destroyed. All right, so I'm going to end it there. I pray that this lesson was edifying, exhorting, and comforting, and not entertaining. Even though at times we can get a laugh or a chuckle, but there's a very serious notion in the midst of it overall. Okay, so I pray that it was edifying, exhorting, and comforting. I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushai, B'Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to my elders, bishops, and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. And with that being said, shalom.